What's up guys, awesome fight this week on the prelims. We've got Benoit Saint-Denis coming back and he's facing Niklas Stolze, which is a very intriguing fight, but one that's great nonetheless. But before we get into it guys, this video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to the video. Alright guys, we'll start with Benoit here, but we have to bring up the relevance of what happened in his last fight against Zaleski. Do you remember that awful referee? He got sacked after that one fight because it should have been stopped multiple times. Benoit is an absolute savage. He is a beast, he is as tough as nails. He's one of the toughest guys I've ever seen in my life for what he did with Zaleski. He had a very good opening first round, very competitive, couldn't get the takedown and kind of struggled with the range of Zaleski and the dynamic striking of Zaleski. He's a very experienced guy to bring in as your intro fight into the UFC. He's been a mastermind throughout his career, a lot of fights in Brave, and you know, he's kind of been dominating everybody because he is a wizard in one particular area, and that is the grappling. His striking though is a lot better than people give it credit for, I think. His high kicks are beautiful. He has a switch high kick, which is good. He steps through with it as well and then lands the overhand right. So steps through with the left, brings it over the top. And he does it time and time again. Catches a lot of people with that left high kick. He's very crafty. But Zaleski tore him to pieces after he couldn't get the takedown and landed that beautiful knee up the middle. He kind of is susceptible to when he can't get the takedown, and this is the first time it's really happened. He got caught big time in the chest, big time in the jaw. These are things that Stolze has to implement because it's a big area of exploitation against someone like Saint-Denis. But it has been a while now since he fought, and I expect him to fill those holes every time. He's young in his career, he's dynamic. I think he's 26 years old now. He's, you know, when someone's younger than me and they're doing this, it puts a little thing of, what have I done with my life when he's doing this now? So the guy's an absolute savage, and I fully expect him to be able to implement his game plan a lot better than it was against someone as dominant and as experienced as Zaleski. We go to Niklas Stolze, guys, and he hasn't had a great run in the UFC so far. Jared Gordon messed him up bad, and the one thing I'll stay on the positive side of Niklas here because his movement is great. Stays on the outside, he picks his shots, he finds those angles which are really beautiful to see. A lot of counter hooks as well, stepping through, but he tried to counter Jared Gordon, didn't end up that way. Jared caught him with an absolute power of a shot and just sat him down and just finished him on the ground obviously. But what the difference is between Saint-Denis and someone like Jared Gordon is Jared Gordon's known as a mixed martial artist, but he has heavy hands, whereas Saint-Denis is known as a grappler that has decent striking. So the game plan is completely different here. Stolze, for me, has to keep on his bike, and when Saint-Denis does close that distance, he has to implement an uppercut and a knee. He has to kind of have the Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades approach. You know something's coming, you know, Saint-Denis loves that single leg or the high crotch and just drags you to the cage, trips you to the floor, and then gets that position and works. And he doesn't stop working. He will get that finish. That is what he loves to do. He doesn't just sit and just hold and John Fitch you and outgrind you to that decision. He wants to finish, he wants to get down the record. Stolze is in for a real hard time here. I fully expect, and with respect in Niklas Stolze, I don't think he's that level. I think his striking is good. I don't think he has that one-shot KO power. I think he's got very decent grappling. I think he's, on the regional scene, he showed it big time. Since the UFC, you can't judge someone too harshly because this is, you know, could be nerves, could be the crowd. I don't know if he's even fought in front of a crowd, and he'd probably check that, but you know, in times like this, I don't think Niklas Stolze is ready for the heavy level grappling of Saint-Denis. I fully expect Saint-Denis to walk through Niklas Stolze, and that's me being frank. They might be being a bit harsh to Niklas here, but I don't think he's the level of, or the promise of Saint-Denis. And it might just be a little bit of fandom in this, but take it with a pinch of salt, guys, here, because if he's on his bike and he implements these game plans of you know, chop that movement down. This is Saint-Denis now. Saint-Denis has to chop the movement down and keep him from countering him on the outside. Get inside, get that leg, drag him to the floor, make him work. On the other hand, with Stolze, Stolze has to counteract that single leg. And by doing that, when he goes in for the grab, with the leg he thinks he's going to get grabbed, shove the knee into him. Get the momentum, get him going into the knee as well as the knee getting the power through. those sort of things. Even if it glances them, it's going to be a big deterrent for Saint-Denis in the future. It's a really intriguing fight here, guys. I'd love to hear other people's thoughts on what Saint-Denis is going to look like when he comes back, or even if Stolze has a different game plan to what I'm thinking, which is how he kind of strikes anyway. He does have great kicks, he does have great hooks, he has great counter striking, he's on his bike a lot, lateral movement galore. Saint-Denis, a bit more direct, a bit more game plan heavy of, I need to do this, let's focus on this. If it doesn't work, it's only not worked once and you kind of got found out and should have been stopped. So let me know, guys, who you think is going to win. I love this fight to bits. I love Saint-Denis. I can't wait to see him back. Stolze, I'm banking for him as well. I don't want him to get cut, but when you lose 2 in the UFC and you're about to lose the 3rd, you're on the edge, boy. If Saint-Denis wins this, Stolze is probably out of there, and I don't like to hear that. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to the channel if you are new, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the fights.